Hey guys, so Nylak here, welcome back. We are going to be doing another EverQuest Legends guide today. Today we're going to be going after the Idol of the Underking, which drops from Slizik the Mighty in the hole off of Peniel. And really what we're after is the improved healing 3, right? And so this is the item, really good ranged item. I doubt anybody's going to use it as their primary or secondary slot. And you could use this if you don't have anything better. But once you do, you're going to want to pull out this improved healing 3 exaltation, which is going to give you 20% to all of your heals up to level 60 spells. So this thing is going to carry you all the way, most likely through, Kunark or whatever the next expansion is. Um, the item is all, and you can put the exaltation on your primary, secondary, or ranged item. So this is something that you can move around if you get other exaltation and focuses that go on just range or just primary or secondary. You have a lot of room to move this thing around and use it on just about every build that there is, especially if there's a healer, you would absolutely want this item. So let's go ahead and transition into our screen. And so I did forget to transition when I was showing the item. So here is the item here, and here is the improved healing, and then we'll get going. So Peniel is right off of Toxilla Forest. So if you don't know how to get there, you should be able to look that up. And I have just zoned in here and just to the right of where you find the Voidling and spawn the raid. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to jump right down in here. I have levitate on. I actually have never tried this without levitate. I assume you just zone in, drop in the water, and you're fine. If you die when you don't have levitate, somebody wants to let me know that, just go ahead and do that. Sometimes if there's nobody else down here, you might have to fight one elemental, but once you kill that, we are going to spawn an instance rather. And if you are lower level, you don't care about getting the Idol of the Underking to use, and if you are going to use it, you might want to do a D4 if you think you can handle it, so you get it at a +4. But if you really don't care and you just want the focus, then you can do it on a D0, use one low level mote to level it up, or do it on a D1, get it that way. Probably D1 is better because then you're not going to have to worry about mobs running off on you and having to snare them and root them. So I would highly recommend at least a D1. I'm going to actually do it on a D4 because when you're doing this, it's the rare drop off of the Rat Warrior, and you may want to move around and kill things for AA, potentially motes, or maybe you're not level 50 and you just want experience while he respawns. I have not confirmed his respawn yet. I'll do that as part of the video and then mention it after. I'll time it in between spawns, assuming I don't get it on the first try, because I do want to have a video of killing it and getting it, which I don't have currently. So that's going to bring us right here to the entrance. I'm going to go ahead and invis, and then I'm going to do one more thing here. I am going to do the slash waypoint, and you know what? I have to pull up the image because I forgot what the coordinates are. So I'm actually going to bring up my cover image real quick. And then I'm going to type in slash waypoint 373. And I'm going to bring the screen back in just another minute. Whoops. 373, comma, minus 114, comma, minus 213. And so let's bring the screen display back. So you can see down here in the lower right hand corner, I have typed in slash waypoint 373 minus 114 minus 213. And when I go ahead and click enter, you can see that I've got my yellow path and it's made the red dot on my map here. If I go into the big map and kind of zoom in and get some of the, you can see it's actually leading us right down to the jailhouse where he is. This is going to be really helpful if you don't know this zone. When I farmed this item a little bit after launch, once I got to level 50, I didn't know this zone at all, and I roamed around this zone for a couple hours looking for his spawn. I could not find a good guide that showed me the way, and so it took me quite a while. So this way, you should get right there. If you don't have Invis, don't worry. There's not a lot of mobs that you have to fight through, but just for the sake of the video, I'm going to pass as many as I can. Um, Sometimes those two see Invis, sometimes this one sees Invis, so this one did. So we'll just kill him real quick. Take me a few extra seconds to kill these things because they are on D4. Let's move this map down here, get it out of the way. And then I'm just going to invis right back up and hopefully run by. There's two right here. And we're just going to keep... Oh, looks like those guys saw me as well. Now, if you have Fiend Death or something, you could run by a bunch of these things, of course. If you want to pacify, you can. Or you can just kill them. It really just depends on what trio you have and what level you are and what you want to do. And that was a moat right there, and so that is why I am doing it on D4, right? So I got just a rank 4, but hey, it's better than a rank 1. So I'm still following the yellow line. I've got my red line down here if I need it. And I'm just going to come around the left-hand side here and follow this ramp down. Looks like I lost my sow, so... Now, these mobs, this mob here, and there is a... Let's see if he sees it. Let me go back here. So he can see me. And there is a lot of times a golem down here as well that can see you. I'm actually going to go ahead and just pacify this guy. And then see if we can sneak by the rest here. If you have a rogue, you could always sneak by these. Oh, and that golem I was talking about was actually in this room. So now I have a few things to kill. So if you can't handle 3 or 4 things at once and you don't see the golem, wait for it to roam out of the room. You can kill the elemental that was out of the room while you wait, and then wait for that golem so you don't end up with 3 to 4 ads, because the ones in this room typically you can get by, but I'm not going to make any promises. All right, so now we are going to zoom back in. You can see I've kind of lost my yellow marker a little bit, and that is because we're gonna go through this door, as you can see, and the red line kind of messes up down here. But you're just gonna go through this door, take a right, down the steps, around to the left, and then we get our yellow line back. This guy is a roamer, right? And so if we come back here and we look, we've got him that could add when you're fighting the boss. The boss is right here. The yellow icon, he has 2 in front of his room. This one that kind of roams here, and then I believe this one that I'm pointing to also roams. So again, depending on your trio, you know, how strong you are, or if you have Mez, for example, and you could see where he's roaming back to the room. You could end up fighting 3. You could end up, you know, fighting 4. So you can use your map there to kind of get an idea of how many, right? And so again, we're just around the corner here. I'm not really worried. So you could see if you come around the corner, you are going to aggro those, and he is going to come out. So I don't think that you can just fight him solo, and then while you're fighting him, that other one, which is here now, is going to roam back and could aggro you as well. So just, again, be cautious and be aware of what your trio is capable of. Now, if I was going to fight this guy, a lot of times I would end up, bringing out my pet, but didn't want the pet to aggro anything, or I might do a charm, and I might end up doing a charm here anyway. That way, as I roam around doing AAs while I wait for a spawn. Unless I get it on the first try, then I finish the guide and we'll be done. But you can see he's level 54 on D4. He does have, you know, a decent amount of hit points, right, and a decent amount of health. Does a decent amount of damage. So you know, I've got really good stats here, I think, and you know, I'm having to heal, and it's taken me a little while to take him down. So you do want to be cautious of that. I didn't slow him or anything. I of course could have slowed him, and that would have taken away a lot of his damage. And look at that. So first try, Idol of the Underking +4. And of course, you would just go ahead and rip that Exaltation out of there. Oh, I got to loot it first. I don't need those. Must have to open it from my inventory. That's my +6 one. Here's my +4. There's no trade. Otherwise, what I would offer to, you know, give it to somebody. I'm just going to combine these for the hell of it. And yeah, and then you can just pull the Exaltation out and put it into anything you want. For example, I have it on my Soldier's Brooch of the Steward +7, which I also have a guide on how to get this item that I will link after this video is over. So it looks like something is trying to kill me while I wait. So, all right. So I really appreciate it, and hopefully this guide has been helpful. He, like I said, he does spawn right in this jail cell. If you use that waypoint method, it's going to take you, you know, right to it. I've had the map up the whole time, so you can see exactly, you know, where I'm going. And then, you know, once you get it, leave the instance, and you can of course explore this area and get some AAs when you are not when he's not up. So appreciate it, and until the next one.